It says we're live now. Okay, I don't know how much of that y'all heard, but yeah. Well, anyway, Tallboy here. We're here, and if you didn't hear it, my name is Tallboy. We're here to simplify technology in the language that you can understand. I got my man Revis here, and we're going to talk about these things real briefly, okay? Oscars and AI and voting, Amazon's new delivery option, and the word of the day, Rectify. Look, you guys are here early, so guess what? You guys get to see something new. I told you we're part of construction, so watch this. Revis, you ready?
I'm ready.
I can't believe this.
Ma'am, any reason you were speeding tonight?
I'm trying to get home to watch the Lab Tech show.
I'm gonna let you go because I don't want you getting left behind.
Man, they're about to break down something crazy tonight.
Turn on the lab.
Welcome to the Lab Tech Show. We start now.
It's about to be good right here.
Yeah, we here. New intro. New show intro, y'all. We're out here in these tech streets, these live streaming YouTube streets. So come on over here to the Lab Tech Show. Tell 2 or 3 people what we got going on. We got some things that we need to talk about. My name is Tallboy. We like to simplify tech in a language that you can understand. I got my man Revis. He's in the building. How you doing, man? You doing all right? Your week was good?
I'm doing all right. New week, better things. Hey, things are happening.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Look, we have a guest here, and I'm not going to hold her hostage. She needs to be on the screen and get some of this shine, because when I say Black Girl Magic is rocking, Black Girl Magic is rocking. Good friend of mine, her name is Levonne Ekechukwu. I hope I said it right. If not, she's going to check me, all right? She's a Kansas native, and she also lives in the ATL, and she's a educator, entrepreneur, instructional designer, author, performer, and founder of G2 Glide. Basically, that stands for Gigger Learning, Instructional Design, and E-Learning. Now, she's got over 15 years spanning over education, training, digital learning, and community engagement, because she be out there in them streets, okay? Now, she's built a career at the intersection of creativity, culture, and practical innovations. Now, she is degreed, y'all. She is degreed. All right. So she's got an elementary degree in elementary education with a concentration in music from KSU, which is Kansas State. And then she also went to Georgia State and got her master's degree in early childhood education. All right. Now, she likes to blend education with movement, because the girl likes to dance. So when I put her on the screen, maybe she might be doing some salsa, some Zumba, some cha-cha, and I don't know what she's going to be doing. But she also got a book out called The Globetrotter's Guide to Ghana. It's an alphabet adventure, a culturally rich educational travel resource supporting the Layla Swim Scholarship Initiative in honor of her late granddaughter. Now, look, she got this new initiative, and she's trying to help y'all vote. So it's called the Ballot Bestie. Now, we're going to talk all about that today, all right? It is an AI-powered voter decision support tool designed to help everyday voters compare candidates and understand confusing races. Now, y'all know y'all be out there saying eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Y'all know y'all be doing that. How many people really be doing research? Now, look, she is one of those, the Divine Nine, and she reps hers loud and proud. She like to wear the blue and white. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. She's not only all of that said, she's also a mother, an advocate, and she is unapologetic when it comes to being creative, all right? So, look, her whole motto is dream it, dance it, and do it. Without further ado, y'all, let me go ahead and bring to the stage Miss Levonne Ekechukwu. I hope I said it right. If not, she gonna check me. Let the people, y'all give her a round of applause, y'all. Oh God. Now, see, you in the street, you out here on the Lab Tech Show. You watched a couple times, but you actually live on these streets. How you feel with that nice little introduction over here?
Man, you got something to say about me? Y'all said all that about me?
Oh my God.
my Brown impression.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna come on the
All
screen. I thought you was gonna come on the screen, start dancing and doing all of that. I thought you was gonna do all of that.
It's a time and a place. A time and a place.
Okay, all right.
We are gonna help the people. I'm not gonna check you, but we are gonna help the people say my new marital name, Ekechukwu.
Ekechukwu. Okay, Ekechukwu. Okay, I got you. Hey, we gonna get. Don't ask me at the end of the show. All right, just say Levonne E. That's what I'm gonna
be a
say.
quiz. It's gonna be a pop quiz.
Oh my gosh, she already a teacher, y'all. So look, she be grading the baby, so she gonna be grading us. I ain't got time for it. Revis, how you doing down there, man? How's life treating you?
I'm doing all right. Life treating me all right. I'm glad that I didn't have. Woo! I'm glad your last name not the word of the day. Let's put it that way. Boy, I have a hard time explaining that one.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Well, I got you. Chukwu means God. So we can remember that.
Okay. We all lost right now. That's all right. Come on, let's go on with the show now. Let's get off of this subject.
Mama D says, good evening, Lab Tech family. Lisa Maria says, what's up? She's giving you all the praises over here. I can feel this is going to be a great show, says hit the spot 10:06. So yeah, that's what it is. Revis, we got to go ahead and get this thing started. So don't we have something that we're supposed to do with the people? We did the intro. And we got to talk about the rules to the show, right? The rules to the show. We're going to tell you real briefly. We're going real briefly what we're going to be discussing. Okay, we're going to discuss Oscars and AI and voting, Amazon's new delivery option, and Revis is going to break down the word of the day, Rectify. So without further ado, here's the rules to the show. What's going on, everybody? Tallboy here. It's
another edition of Tech News. Look, let me tell you how we roll around here.
You can watch on your phone, your TV, or your PC.
You want you to comment, so the only way you can really do that is on your phone, right?
Now, look, come rock with us. It's all about authenticity and transparency.
So we like to keep it 100 with you.
Now, look, we like to tell you all the time, this technology is here. So what you going to do about it?
Let's jump into the first article.
Well, here we go. The Oscars. Now, we were supposed to discuss this last week, but we ran out of time, and I told you we were going to make sure we talk about this. They said, hold up. AI performances and screenplays won't be eligible for the Oscars. I don't know if this is a good thing, bad thing. Maybe we're trying to keep the integrity of acting where it's at, or maybe it's a way to not be able to keep a hold or keep the actors to keep a hold on the AI actors. Well, let's discuss it. The Academy is finally putting a stop to the nonsense, they say. They say they just updated the rules for the 99th Academy Awards. They're making it clear that starting in 2027, that any acting role has to be human being actually performing on screen. You cannot just code a performance and expect to walk away with the trophy. The same goes for a script. A person has to actually write those words for it to count. They're doing this because things were getting messy with the digital clones. And then if you know anything about Val Kilmer, he recently passed away and he just came out with a movie and they say it's supposed to be an amazing movie, but because he did not act in the movie, his actual digital clone did. They said he won't be eligible for an Academy Award or for an Oscar. If the Academy thinks something looks a little too much like a bot, they will ask for proof. You have to show a human actually did the work. Now, why is all this important? It does handle job security because, it keeps the paychecks in the hands of real people instead of tech companies. Legacy protection. It prevents studios from using your face and voice for eternity without your permission. Authenticity. At our age, we want to see stories from people who actually lived through some of those things that they be talking about, right? And then respect for the skill. It honors the years of work that actors and writers put in to get good. Y'all like Denzel. Y'all like Samuel L. Jackson. So what if they had a clone? Would you be mad if the tech company used their voice or they said, hey, I'm giving permission to their voice? How would you feel if one of those actors or even your favorite actor or actress said, you know what, I want to just be able to preserve my voice, I want to preserve my talent, and I'm going to let an AI clone do it. Should they get an Oscar or should they not? Now, you can use these rules to set boundaries in your own career. You should demand that your work is labeled as a human made. Now, it also helps people know what is real and what they're watching, the news or social media. It sets a legal standard that human talent has a specific value that code does not have. Now, why should you care about all of this? You might not care about the latest software, because I do, but you may not. They said, but you should care about the truth. If we let AI win these awards, movies will start looking like video games with no heart. That's what they say. Now, it becomes harder to trust anybody you see on a screen. Now, these rules help keep the world honest, and they make sure that, you know, when you feel an emotion from a movie, it can come from a real person. Now, will it be hard to catch them? We don't know. The Academy does not have a perfect way to track that yet, and studios might still use AI for everything else like background actors or editing, which still hurts the industry. So they can still use a stand-in. They can still use an extra, but they cannot use the actual actor to get the award. Now, real briefly, some positives and negatives. It protects the income of creative people, keeps human emotion at the center of movies, and it sets a clear boundary for what is considered art. And they're also saying that it might limit some tools that that help with digital effects, and it's nearly impossible to police every single script. And it might make movies more expensive because humans cost more than software. You can't talk back to software. You got a digital diva, that ain't gonna happen. But with an actual actress or actor, that could be a diva here or there. So, LaVon, since you're a guest of the show, what do you think about all of this? I know, I think you have some acting chops here or there. What do you think of AI and their role with this? Are you a fan of it, or you're not a fan? Talk to us. Talk to the people.
Well, hello, people. Look, number one, no, for real. Thank you for having me here. But I actually got to see this in real life, what this could look like. So I am actually for AI performances not being eligible for Oscars. I don't know if I can say the name of the show. I guess I can, because the show was over. There are no more shows. I was actually a set teacher for Stranger Things, and I did some background acting on Stranger Things. And with my role as a set teacher, I taught the kids that were supposed to be doubles for the main character. Many of those kids, well, actually, none of the kids that I worked with actually got to go in front of camera because of AI. They had all of my kids. I took them over there to get body scanned into the AI machine, and they AI'd like all of these scenes that the kids would have had their chance to say, hey, I did get to stand in for this person. I got to stand in. So that, like, imagine you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you going through hair, makeup, all of that for hours, eat your breakfast. And then now you are just on set for the maximum time that you can work, depending on your age, but you never, ever get to go on camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know they're excited, and so many kids are fans of Stranger Things, right? Like those kids were fans of the show and the actors. So I'm actually for this.
Okay, Revis, your thoughts?
You know, I am for this, even though that intro that we just had was AI generated, and I felt like I deserve an Oscar for that. But you know, I know I can't get it now because of this right here. But you know, I'd rather see real actors do real acting. AI just can't take over everything. I mean, not everything.
Okay, well, for the ones that do not know, Val Kilmer, if you're not familiar with who he is, he's the gentleman that played in Top Gun and also in Batman. So this is just who he is right here. Unfortunately, he transitioned last year, and he got sick. And once he got sick, he did not make it to the actual set to actually do his actual line. So they did a digital clone of him, and the whole movie that he has, and I believe it's out now. We'll find the name of that movie relatively soon. But that movie is out, but he won't be able to qualify for an actual Oscar. Now, here's the devil's advocate in all of this. The Academy is trying to play gatekeeper. They might be fighting a losing battle because the line between using a tool and letting the tool do the work is very thin. Most writers are already using digital assistants to check their work. And if the Academy spends all their time being investigators, they will stop focusing on actual quality of the movie. And then if an AI performance is actually better than the human one, the audience might not care about these rules. This could make the Oscars look out of touch. Now, over here, we do use AI characters, and I'm going to play it one more time because some people may or may not had a chance to see it. And I asked LaVon, what are her thoughts? Now, Revis and I came up with a whole concept of the Lab Tech Show intro. Like, we came up with a whole concept over here, and we were like, hey, we got something over here. I think we're cooking with some fish grease. And we literally came up with the prompt of what we wanted, and we said, hey, let's find a way to make this happen. So this is our Oscar-winning AI commercial. Or not commercial, but intro.
I can't believe this.
Ma'am, any reason you were speeding tonight?
I'm trying to get home to watch the Lab Tech show.
I'm gonna let you go because I don't want you getting left behind.
Man, they're about to break down something crazy tonight.
Turn on the lab.
Welcome to the Lab Tech Show. We start now.
It's about to be good right here.
So Revis is the star of the show, clearly, because he want to be in the car. He want to be walking in the house. He want to tell everybody. He wanted to clone himself, and he wanted to be a star. He a superstar. So what they say, starer. Well, what'd you think of that, LaVon?
I mean, look, that was nice, but listen, you could have had me. We could have filmed that together, Revis. All you had to do was call me up. We could have got an APS buddy. Hey, can you do this for us? Oh yeah.
Everybody want part of my Oscar.
Oh,
and
my
listen. It's only but so much background work I want to do. Let me get some of these lines off.
Now, look, Hit the Spot 1006 says, but if Denzel and I am competing with a robot, how will I win? So, I mean, I guess it's really more on the people, I mean, if your acting is good, your acting is good. Revis's acting was all right. He was being nosy in the car when you think about it. When the police pulled over, he over there smiling and looking to see why she got pulled over. And, he walking in the house, so he can't compete with Denzel because Denzel got years of experience. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's trying to get his acting chops up. So I don't know. Jessica says I would be mad, and Hit the Spot 1006 says I would be upset. So yeah, I get it. They say that was great, Revis. They said that was great. Okay, there you go. Well, look,
thank you.
I'm letting you know. Let's save artists' jobs. AI needs the slowest roll on certain platforms. And now that part I do. I do agree with Shirley P. Welcome, Shirley. I see you. But Hit the Spot says, but that wasn't Revis. Well, hey, it was AI. It would probably take.
It was actually Revis. Didn't you see the face? That was me.
They said that Tyler Perry put a halt to all those upgrades he was going to do to his studios because of AI. So, like, you got to think about that. Like, this thing is such a competitor that a person that got billions of dollars that could just make his studio be whatever he wanted to be said, hey, I'm not going to throw all this money into the traditional way because I will be able to leverage AI to get some of this stuff done.
Okay. All right.
And this is a man who was known for being one of the most efficient directors. He signed a few of my paychecks, so there will be no Tyler Perry slander from me. But he is one of the most efficient directors that are out there with his style, with multiple cameras going and getting multiple angles. So it's like if even Tyler Perry has to take a pause, like it's something to consider.
Well, Hit the Spot 1006 says it's taking jobs. And hey, look, I get it. I get it. You got to think back in the day when they had horses. They had people that shoveled the horse crap off the roads before our time, and they said cars were going to replace those people. Then they created new jobs, correct? And those new jobs, they started manufacturing and building cars, and that was the time for General Motors. And then now you got self-driving vehicles that are coming out now. So now it's like, okay, who's building the cars now because the robots are doing it? So, I mean, I think that as time and technology evolves, I think that the jobs will evolve with it as well. Now, do you have to go out and go get some new skill sets? Probably so. Now, do I agree that AI should not be in every job? I do agree, but I do think that it's coming. And that's kind of what this whole show is all about. AI and just getting their hands in everything. So we're going to table this for the moment, and we're going to go ahead and get into our word of the day. So I think Revis, he had something to say. Revis, where you at?
See, we just talked about Oscars and AI. You know, it's a very interesting topic, and we use a little bit of that on the show, and you'll see in just a moment. Uh, we're going to talk about AI voting here in a minute because it is voting time, and you need to know exactly who the heck you're voting for. Amazon has a new delivery option. We're going to talk about that, and of course, I have this new announcement to make. I am now a retired truck driver. I'm not a truck driver anymore. We're trying different avenues. I got a new chapter in my life. I am turning the page. So while I'm doing that, hey, Tallboy, we got this new intro. Could you do that for me real quick before we do the word of the day? Be right back.
You know, we've both been through a lot today. And that's why we need to just sit back and enjoy this evening. So if you'll choose me, then you're my choice tonight. Put your hands in the air, sing along. Bustin' out on the funk.
Traded a rig for a reel. He is still sitting down. From the cab to the dock, he is off the clock. How are you, Revis? Fish on.
Revis. Boy, you didn't say you really just using it all, man. You out there in these streets, man. He said he gonna be fishing now. Is that what you're doing these days, sir?
Hey, I haven't been yet, but yes, that's what I'm going to do. It's a little cold up here where I'm at.
Okay, well, where you at? Because you said you're retiring from trucking. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was getting a little too expensive for me, and the money is not as good as it used to be. And you know, there's things going on with people in the family, so now I am a full-time caregiver right now, uh, volunteer caregiver. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now. I'm going to think of some other things that I'll be doing. I do have something lined up, but I haven't told anybody about it yet. But when it happens, you guys will know about it.
Well, Shirley P says, hold up. No more honk the horn. no more honk honk the horn Revis. That's what she said. That's what she meant. Hit the spot 10:06. She said, Lord, oh my God. And Aisha, love it. Revis is in them streets. No, he on that boat. That's what that's what it is. Well, look, sir, we got this word of the day called rectify. I think this is pretty easy. We like to challenge you, but sometimes we'll give you a word or two that's fairly simple, shall we say. So I'm going to give you a definition and a couple sentences, and Revis, you're going to break it down for us, all right? You're going to make it brief because we got to get into the next topic, all right? Rectify is a formal word meaning to correct something that is wrong. Now, that's pretty much what it is, but a sentence would be, when you find out the city overcharged you for your water bill, you have to go down there in person to rectify the charges. And another sentence says, the bank made a mistake on your monthly statement, but they promised to rectify the error by Friday morning. Now, that's for the regular people. Now, Revis, since you are a retired truck driver, when your logs are not matching your actual miles, you better rectify that before you hit the next way station. Break it down, Revis. Rectify.
And that was a good breakdown. That was a good question when it came to the logs not being right, especially right now, because right now the 2026 DOT blitz is going on, and if your log's not right and they pull you over, you sure better rectify them before you get pulled over. So everyone, not only trucks but cars, have to watch out too, because right now you're going to see a big presence in all the expressways right now because of the DOT blitz. Now, I like the word rectify because that's exactly what happened with this retirement. It is now May, and I had been in that little box since December. And I came home one time since December all the way to May, and that was for a day and a half. Yet I still pay all these bills and everything at this house. And because I couldn't get here, I had to retire to rectify that problem so I could be at home every day. I'm here every day. I'm out of that box, and I am very happy. So that problem have been rectified.
So basically, you just correcting everything that was out of pocket is what you telling me.
Everything that was wrong, you got to make it right. And when you make it right, that's rectifying the problem.
Okay. All right. Well, LaVon, how did he do with the word of the day? Did he break it down all right, or would you question his decision making on rectifying?
Oh no, I like that. I like a man that's gonna take charge and rectify that home life. Happy spouse, happy house is what they say.
She said, "Yeah, I like that. I like a man that take care of the charge. Take charge."
Well, I'm married to myself. I guess that's a happy spouse.
There you go. Self-care is so important. You know, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so rectifying your mental health. I like it.
Okay. All right, guys.
That's right. And I like that. I like how she said the happy spouse, because right now my happy spouse is a handy. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Let's go.
Lord. Steve Harvey. Where are you at, Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey, where are you at?
He's a comedic actor, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God. I can't with him and this handy stuff. Revis rectified the breakdown today. Keep on fishing, says Shirley P. Keep on fishing. Come on. Yeah, that's what it is. Revis you did a good job, sir. We're going to move and switch gears a little bit because we need to go ahead and tap right into this. Voting season is here, shall we say? And we need to pay attention because your decision really affects what's happening. You see the gas prices, you see the food prices, you see the shopping prices. If you don't like what you see, you need to go out there and go make a change. Now, the problem is a lot of us don't know who is who and what position is what position, and how many people actually go down the actual ballot and say, I'm going to look up each candidate. Now, you may go for the bigger races, such as the governor or the president, or maybe a state senator, but are you actually saying who is the public service commissioner? Who's the state school superintendent? Who is the labor commissioner? Are you actually doing this? Your county commissioner. So we may not know what the role of each one of those jobs is, but Miss Levonne and I had a conversation earlier this week because we are voters and we like to piggyback our brains back and forth, and we like to discuss where our thoughts are. Who are you looking at? Who are you not looking at? What do you think here? What do you not think there? And Levonne and I, we said, you know what? I'm looking at this, and then she called me back and said, hold up, I may have found the secret sauce. And I'm going to let her break it down and tell us what she created, and tell us a little bit about what you got going on over here, Levonne. Let us know. And before we get too deep into it, we're going to talk about this poll question in a second. But tell us a little bit what you got going on.
All right. So thank you for that. So I am a big user of AI. It's basically getting you a smart digital assistant that learns patterns and helps you process information, right? That's what AI is here for. So I was like, well, how can I leverage the power of AI to help me with these 20-something positions that are open on this ballot? Because I don't know these people. Only a certain amount of them been sent me a flyer. Only one person that came to my house, or at least they sent somebody to my house on their behalf. And so I was like, I need some help. So I started in with having a conversation with my GPT, and we went down the list through all of the different races and talked through. I told her, hey, this is my values. This is what I think about economics, about abortion, about gun laws. Like, I told it all of these things that are important to me. Of course, I care about education. That's my background as well, right? I would even ask me about, we even talked about LGBT rights, right? Like, I gave it all this information, and then it created a voter profile for me, and then we discussed every single race. And in the midst of this, I had that conversation with Tallboy, told him about it, and then I was like, man, I think other people probably need this too. So I created a custom GPT called Ballot Bestie that will help you do the same thing.
Okay, so Ballot Bestie. Now, I'm a fan of Gemini. Some people use ChatGPT. Some people use Claude. Some people use Perplexity, or they may use something else. This is designed for ChatGPT. Is that correct? Or can you do this in any one of the LLMs? Is that, let us know, how does all of that work? Break it down, simplify it, tell people what Ballot Bestie is and how this all works.
So so my particular GPT is only on ChatGPT. However, whatever AI assistant that you use, be it Perplexity or Gemini, that one would already kind of know you, so you could have that same conversation with it. However, with this being a customized GPT, I've actually already trained it and put some instructions in it. I told it not to hallucinate. I told it not to be partisan, right? I told it to look up and cite sources for you so that it's not giving you incorrect information, because I know people have those types of fears about using AI. Is it going to be biased? I'm telling it, I wrote these instructions in the back end on this particular GPT, and I tried out the model for different states. My sister lives in Texas. I tried it out for Texas. My mom lives in Florida, had her trying it out for Florida. And then I just picked Idaho, right? Just on the random. And I uploaded an Idaho ballot and tried that ballot as well to make sure that it will, no matter who you are, Republican, Democrat, Independent, hey, even I don't trust politicians at all.
Yes, indeed. Well, look, this is what we got going on here. We're going to go through it, And before we do that, we do have a poll question today. Look in the YouTube chat. If you're watching on YouTube, come on over here. If you're not, come over to YouTube. We got a YouTube poll question. And the poll question that we have today is, have you voted yet in your local election? 1, yes, I'm team early voting. 2, I'm waiting for election day. 3, I have no idea where to start. Or 4, don't judge me, I'm not voting. 1 through 4, let us know in the YouTube poll how and what you think, and we'll go from there. All right, and we'll tell you how you can get this Ballot Bestie guide momentarily, but we're going to talk about how you did it. So right now on the screen, you and this Ballot Bestie, this is your prompt, or is this the GPT? Like, what is this?
So what we're looking at right now is the GPT from the computer version. So when you first come into it, you will see those 4 prompts there that you could click on, or you can do what I did, which is in the bottom. I filled it out in particular, so you can see I started putting my actual voter values. So even if you don't start it with the voter values, you could just say, hey, I live in such and such a county in this state, help me. The GPT will then ask you to tell you what your values are so that it can help you decide.
Okay. So now once you do that, and after you create all of that, and I'm only going off of the images that you have, I don't know if this is the right one that I'm supposed to put up on the screen, but is this the right one?
Now, this is another version of what the prompting can look like. So if you open up the Bestie ballot on your cell phone, this is another prompt that you can give it. I'm a Georgia voter researching state school board superintendent. Help, please. Right? Like, because sometimes, look, help. That's that 4-letter word. And so from here, you can see that it tells you who is on that ballot here in Georgia. And then if we were to scroll down, we would see that it gave you 5 probing questions to find out more, so that it can end up, it won't necessarily match you with the candidate. It will give you information about each of the candidates. And as you continue the conversation with the GPT, you will come to figure out who you think you're most well aligned with. And then you can walk away knowing who you want to vote for. So it does not tell you who to vote for.
Okay, so you put in your questions, and then after it gives you this voter profile, and then after that, you're putting in the, I hope I'm doing this right. You're putting in each
race.
Each race. Thank you so much. You're putting in each race, and then you'll say, hey, Secretary of State. And then based off of your voter profile, it'll align with what you said is good or bad. Is that correct?
Yes, it will actually create a table for you to compare the candidates against your values.
Okay. I don't know if this is the right table.
So if there are 3 people in that race, it will spit out a table. Hey, this is where it aligns with you based on your thoughts about importance of education, or maybe their platform didn't say that they explicitly care about education. It will tell you that too. Hey, this is where they've stood out about this on whatever those different values are that you talked about.
Now, will it look as good as this that I see on the screen? Is it going to look as good as that, or you did this extra?
No, so that is not what it. No, now can it create that for you after you've done it and had the conversation? Yes, but I knew that people were visual learners, so I want you to see that what they're giving you is a table, right? This is a table, and I just made it pretty and colorful for you all, right? But it's going to give you this type of table so you can see on the left side, it summarized my voter values, and then now it gives their stats and how a check mark if that is something that aligns with something that I said was important to me. So you can see on this particular race, Nabila Parks and Josh McLaurin were pretty neck and neck. They both had all check marks that they would be good candidates based on my personal voter values. And, at the time I said, okay, and I don't remember the reason why, but it's down there that I said I was going to go ahead and vote for Josh McLaurin.
All right, here's another one here, and can you kind of tell us how does this work here?
Yeah, so this one is for the Georgia governor race. We know this is a big one, right? And so there's definitely more than just the 3 candidates. But when I made this, I had it to do it for my top 3 candidates, because we easily eliminated some of the other candidates based on value system, right? My value system. So I said, hey, let's talk about this governor race based on my values. I asked her to tell me if they had been embroiled in any scandals, right? For me, that is important. Maybe if they've been in a scandal or been alleged of a scandal, that may not be important to you. So you tell that to your ballot bestie that, hey, I don't care if they've been accused of a scandal. I care if they got the work done, right? So you tell it, and you only have to tell your voter values one time. It's going to evaluate all of the candidates based off your voter values one time, unless there's something specific for that particular race that you may not have answered before, and then it will prompt for you to have that discussion with it.
You got a question here. Let's see if I can get that on the screen. How is this different from reading the materials candidates send you to read?
That's a great question. So in my case, many of the candidates did not send me any information to read, right? So it's having nothing to read versus having something to read at all. So and think about it like this. If we were going to go on Google, and Google is our library. Now we just got dropped off in the library, and now it is on us to go read every single book, every single mailer. And so let's assume you got a mailer from every single candidate for all 20 positions, and there are 5 people in those positions, in all of those positions, 3 to 5 people. Do you have the time to expend to read all of those materials, or can you get an assistant that's free to read the materials for you and then put the materials into a table? So you don't want to just be dumped off in the library and be like, good luck, God bless. This ballot bestie is your research librarian to sit next to you and sort through those materials.
Okay, and I guess this is another one. This is for Georgia State School Superintendent. So this is really primarily based on Georgia, but the election season is here, and each city, each county, each state has something that's different. And with them having something different, you could use this ballot bestie that you created. And what would they have to do? Just upload their their sample ballot, or do they need to take screenshots? How do they actually do this? That's the part that a lot of people are going to probably say, walk me, baby step me through this. How do they actually do that?
So once you're into Ballot Bestie and you've given it your values, it actually is going to provide, if you're here in Georgia, it's going to provide you with the link and tell you how to log into the sos.gov system to get your voter downloaded to your device, which that could be a phone or a laptop, and then upload it right into that GPT. You'll see a little plus sign to add a file. It can be a screenshot, or it can be the PDF. It doesn't matter which one. Or if you want to long press and get all the text and put the text in there, you can do it that way. So you have options on how you want to put your ballot in there. And again, this doesn't have to be for the state of Georgia. I tried it with Idaho's ballot because they also have an election on May 19th. My mom's ballot wasn't available yet because they don't vote until August. So there are some, the prelims are coming down in August, but there are a few states that we're voting right now in May.
Revis, you got any thoughts? He over there raising his hand.
Of course. Listen, somebody posed the question is, how is this different from the flyers that they send you? Now, I'm going to say this here. If I was running for any particular office and I sent you a flyer, of course, I'm going to tell you all of the good things about me. Now, Chat GPT and Gemini and Perplexity will they tell you all of the bad things also if you ask them that?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Absolutely. And for me, there was I don't know, should we call names? I mean, there was a candidate on one of the races. Her name is Sharon Henderson, and it was like, hey, she has been accused of some things from the pandemic. I was like, oh, I mean, it didn't say PPP loan, but I mean, it was giving. Maybe she had a PPP loan fraud. But point is, she was under investigation. Listen, that didn't sit well for me personally. Again, other people may not care about that. So absolutely, it will tell you if they have been embroiled in controversy.
Now look,
See, that makes a big difference.
Shirley P say California has an AI tool called Cala after an interactive quiz to match your personal stances on state issues. Plus, there's something else. Plus, there's others called I Side with California gubernatorial quiz. So apparently they have something going on out there in California. I think the biggest thing that we wanted to do for this is the election is here in Georgia on Tuesday, May 19th, I believe that's the actual date. And there's no excuse for you not to get out there and go vote. And then we're also providing you resources and tools to say, hey, not everybody's going to have time to go to a website. Hey, not everybody's going to have time to go to the Instagram page or the Facebook page. I may not even know what this race is because I'm probably only focused or care about one candidate. But you guys heard me speak on the PSC, Public Service Commissioner, and that's the person who handles your electricity rates. You need to know who your public service commissioner, if your electricity bill has been going up, you need to know who that PSC person is, but you may not have known that. Maybe the Department of Labor, maybe the Department of, the school superintendent, the lieutenant governor. Will it tell you what each role does, LaVon, when you put in the ballot, hey, this is the role of the actual position and these are the candidates, or does it only just give you the candidates once you click on that actual link? How does that work?
That's another excellent question. It absolutely gives you an overview of each of the of each of the positions and what they do and why it's important to your daily life. Right. And so, my GPT is a little bit hood. So, he talked to me like we way back friends that grew up together. So, but my GPT absolutely will tell you, hey, this is the lieutenant governor position. The lieutenant governor is in charge of doing that, and it'll give you a few bullet points. If you wanted to expound before you get into the conversation, you can also ask it to tell you more, right? But then you'll go into the conversation about that particular race.
Okay. Well, that's good because now you're being educated, shall we say, when it comes to you're being educated when it comes to knowing what each one of these candidates are. I hope I'm saying that right, because now not necessarily the candidates, but the role of the position of what each person does. I hope I'm saying that right.
You are. Because I surely did. Yes, what the role of each position. Because I'll tell you the truth, I didn't know, because Georgia has positions that exist that we didn't have in Kansas. Like I had never heard of a CEO of a county, right? Like we didn't have that in Kansas. So like when I was living in DeKalb County, I was like, what is a DeKalb County CEO? Like, what does that even do? Right? Like, and look, we don't, and as a fourth grade social studies teacher, second grade social studies teacher, teaching Georgia studies, I teach mayor, I teach governor, right? I'm like, what is a CEO?
Okay. Revis, got any other questions? Audience, do you guys have questions
No,
for LaVon?
this this is very interesting to me because, one, I'm one of those ones that I really don't vote. And to know that I can actually go and prompt Gemini, because that's what I use. I can go prompt Gemini and ask it certain questions about certain people that it will give me a straight answer. I like the fact of that. And I like the fact that you're talking about it right now because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to see this show and they're going to, they're going to be interested. They're going to vote and they now know that they can actually prompt their GPT and know that it'll tell them and give them a straightforward synopsis of each person so they won't vote for the wrong one. You're right, tall boy. A lot of people go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and that's what they do. Me, I always identified as an independent. It didn't matter if you were Republican, it didn't matter if you were Democrat. I voted for who I felt was best for the job and who I felt best would represent me.
Real quickly, she says, excellent tool you created for Georgia, but you said this is not just for Georgia. This is for anybody. Anybody can use this
That's
GPT.
correct. It's for all the states.
I didn't want to tell you guys in the beginning because you guys would have went straight to it without hearing the information. But if you look in the link of the chat, and I also have it in the link of the description if you are checking this out on the replay. But if you look at the top, the pin link, that is the actual link that will take you to the GPT that's right there that we're describing and we're talking about right now. So you can see it. You can play with it. And as you're taking the time this weekend or you're taking the time this week, maybe you have a few minutes out of your day and you can say, you know what, let me, see if this is right. Now, I think a lot of people are worried about AI taking over and saying that it hallucinates and it's not factual. And what if they give you some wrong information? You put in the prompt to double check, or you put what was like, and I'm not telling you to give us the actual full prompt, but what were some of the things that you put in the prompt to make sure that it double checked its work?
Yeah, so I had to redo these instructions multiple times, and you have to keep your instructions under 8,000 characters, so you also have to be concise. So I tried it out multiple times. So to make sure, like I even tried it, I said, I'm a white conservative man. Can you help me out? Right? So like, it's okay, whatever you identify as, if that's independent or whatever it is, it is there. So I put it in there that it needs to be nonpartisan, has to be impartial. So I put these buzzwords in here so that the GPT itself knows that it cannot lean a certain way for you. Because I know that's another concern that many people have with AI. Well, what if the people get into the AIs and are paying the AIs to lean a certain way? I have already put this in the instructions that we are not showing favoritism anywhere.
That's
And also something else that I learned through like just being as an adult in Georgia's system, if you are registered as a nonpartisan or independent voter, you do not get all of the elections. So even if you don't want to be necessarily affiliated as a Republican or a Democrat, there are questions that are being asked about taxes. If you don't, about how to, do you think it's ethical for billionaires who have, or people who are rich that have, or politicians who have benefited from money to be able to get richer? Do you think this is ethical? Yes or no? If you are on that nonpartisan ballot, you do not get asked that question. There's another question about, do you want taxes to be raised in Georgia this year? If you are using the nonpartisan ballot, you will not get asked that question. It will only give you questions for like the major races. So even if you don't identify as a Republican, if you want to see who their candidates are and vote for those candidates, you have to select to be either Republican or Democrat, so you can see all the questions. And in these primaries, you can only vote for the Democratic side or the Republican side. You can't do both. But when you get to November and it's the Republican nominee versus the Democratic nominee, you can do this all over again, because maybe you decide, hey, I generally go with Democrats, but I think I like this Republican candidate better. You can do that in November, but not in the primaries.
So the biases is definitely a concern that they have. And then the more we are aware of who holds the power, the better we are informed. And that was the whole purpose. Once again, we're always talking about how can we use technology? How can we leverage technology when it comes to the Lab Tech Show, right? And I think the biggest thing that we have here is this is somebody that's in our community, that's in our neighborhood. She's, I'm not saying she's a regular Joe Blow, but she's not like a big tech company that's out there saying, I created this and for $9.99, this is what it is. She's saying, hey, I'm having these same issues that you're having. Make that decision. Do your research. And when you say do your research, most people don't know what doing your research is all about. We never told you who to vote for. We never told you should lean this way. We never said you should lean that way. That's your personal preference. We're just saying just get out there to go vote, and your vote does count. It does matter. And we found a way to say, hey, we talk about all the things that AI is doing negatively. How about we find a way to use it positively? And if we can find a way to use it positively, then you saying that it has these biases, you're saying that it hallucinates. Well, the more we feed it, the more we give it and say, this is what we want, we're starting to train it ourselves, because they want to train it their way, but we're still putting our efforts into the AI and saying, this is what we want. When AI first started, there was not a lot of African-American representation. There was not a lot of African-American voices. There was not a lot of African-American characters that we were able to use. Look at where AI is today, where you just saw Revis on the screen. And that was his AI. I'm not going to call it his clone, but that was a digital form of himself. But that was not available 2 years ago. What LaVon has done today, or what she has done or shown in this project here, is, hey, I care. I want this to be inclusive for everybody. There's no discrimination. And I wanted to make sure that it speaks to me in a language that I can understand. So she probably put a few words in there, that, like she said, to talk a little, a little hood for you, if that makes sense. So, but that's what she did. But that's giving it and feeding it the language that we speak. So the more we use it, the more we use these tools, the better off that we are. And, I can't thank you enough, LaVon, for doing this. And for anyone that has not gotten out there to go vote, whether it's Georgia or any other state, it's your responsibility. I mean, don't be on the outside looking in saying, I wish I would have voted. Or if you didn't vote and you don't like what's going on, you can't complain. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't say that answers have not been given to you. The cheat sheet has not been given to you. We're finding creative ways for you to get out there to vote, whether it's early voting, the day of, but at least you know who you want to vote for. Now, one quick thing, and I'll shut up. You cannot take your phone inside of the ballot box. So you're going to have to write down your answers on a piece of paper. They're going to tell you, do not take your phone in the ballot box. They're going to tell you. So before you go in the door, that's all I'm going to say. Before you go in the door, get you a piece of paper and do it the old school way and write down each one of these candidates that she gave you. Or you put it in
print out your ballot.
Yeah. Well, everybody ain't got no printer, LaVon. Let's just call it what it is. Everybody ain't got no printer. But you get you a piece of paper, go get you a pen or a piece of paper, and write it on the back of an envelope that you got in your car or that you got laying around the house, and write down each one of the names. Just do what you got to do. And then that way you going in there, you use the technology, but then you still did it the old school way, and they didn't say you can't use your phone. Because you can't be saying, well, the girl told me I could use her Bestie ballot box. We not doing that. So I'm making sure I put the disclaimer out there to write it down and make sure that you good once you get your answers. And now, like I said, it's not going to look as pretty as this here. Now, how can they get it to look as pretty as or as attractive as your ballot box that you got on the screen over here like this? How they get it like that?
So before we do that, hold on. I'm gonna hold something up because I agree with what you were saying. Listen, as I was having my conversation with the GPT, I was sure enough writing it down just like this on a bank envelope, right? Just going through it.
I told you. I told you, get you an envelope, get you one.
Listen,
I'm trying to tell you something.
Because I was doing this while I was driving. Because look, let me tell you something. This does take some time to have the conversation. So I did this over 2 days, having the conversations with the AI. So yeah, this is not something that you can go do right outside. You do still need to take, like they said, do your research. Research takes time. So you do need to set aside a block of time. But guess what? You can do that time while you're driving in the car because you can talk into the AI and then come back and write it all down. Or guess what? You can say, hey, all right, this is the person I'm going to vote for this one. Let's go to the next race. Once you get finished, hey, give me a list of everybody I said I wanted to vote for. Now, to your question, how do we make it look pretty? After you figure out who you're going to vote for, I just gave it another prompt and said, hey, can you make a flyer image to match the conversation that we just had, creating a colorful table. And I've made several of them. So like when I told it, what kind of, I didn't have to use very many words to get this output. So, if there's certain colors that you want, I had to feed it a picture of myself. And then you can see that's not totally me, but it's pretty close to the picture that I fed it. It's pretty close. But I fed it a picture of me and then it tried to pull. You can see that these aren't really, that's not Keisha, that's not Michael, that's not Jason. It just gave what's the word you use, a clone. It gave a representation of those people, because if you really wanted it to look like those people, you would need to feed your GPT pictures of all of those people, and I didn't really have time for that because it doesn't matter what they look like. I need their name.
There it is. Revis, any other questions before we move on?
Well, I just like the fact that all you have to do is prompt this thing and it will do exactly what you want. I appreciate LaVon coming on here and telling us about this. And I appreciate the fact that she is talking about how you prompt this. The thing with AI, and when you talk to these chat GPTs and Gemini and everything else, you need to be specific. You tell it exactly what you're looking for, and it does exactly what you want it to do. But make sure that you do additional research to make sure that you know exactly what you're reading. So if it tells you that Tallboy does the lab tech show, you don't know if he really does the lab tech show. So you want to go to another source and find out if he does the lab tech show. Just make sure that you cover your tracks so you make the right decisions.
Absolutely. And my GPT shows you the links after it finishes talking. It shows you where it pulled its sources from. Click on those links and make sure that they're real. Like it's like, this would be like you would just be on Google. Like, how many times have you been on Google? Give me a recipe for such and such. And then you had to click on multiple links to find the best recipe of that thing. Well, it's taking some of the work out of this for you, right? You at least now have a link to start with to see, is this link real? And and the more you use your AI assistant, the better it will be. Of course, it still makes mistakes. It's new. You are human and you still make mistakes. Well, of course, something, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, this thing is like, we can't expect anything in this life to be flawless.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
There you go. Shout out to LaVon. We're gonna move forward. We got we're over our time, but we got one more article that we want to talk about. But before we do that, we ask y'all to please like and subscribe and do all of that good old stuff. So come on, hit the like button, share button, tell a few people what we got going on. You know, we got the notification bell button. What else they got over here? They got the hit the notification bell button, hit the like button. Shout out to Matt Haas. I see you, Matt. You got me over here doing this, okay? So here we go. Come on, let's get our party on. We just got through learning how to vote. We talked about the Oscars and AI, no more. But will you join the show? Will you tell 2 or 3 people what we got going on? Come on now, it's called the Lab Tech Show. And this is what we do. We want you to embrace this technology because we're building and we want you to join us. Be a part of this. We are family. Now, you see the button. Did you hit it? Did you tell 2 or 3 people? Did you share the show? You see how we moving over here. Come on now. It's called the Lab Tech Show. Come on. Yeah.
Hey, everyone. This is Professor Revis. Guess what? We have merch. That's right. Tallboy has merch. I have merch. TBJ have merch. The Lab Tech Show has merch. All you have to do is go to shop.tallboy.us or take your phone and take a little picture of that QR code right there. That's right. We have t-shirts. That's right. We got all kinds of t-shirts. We got them in all different sizes, all different colors, and everything is price reasonable. We got things for the children. We got hats. Yeah, you see the shirt up on the screen? Hey, stay in your lane. That's Tallboy saying that. Hey, stay in your lane. A lot of people are not used to this tech thing. So therefore, hey, we're trying to teach them how to do this. You have to stay in your lane and quit going outside of it. If you do that right there, you'll actually learn something. We have hats. We got standing on potty. We got things for the kids. We got something for everybody. We got it in all sizes, all shapes. We got coffee mugs. That's right. You can wake up in the morning and you can drink your coffee with the Lab Tech Show, with me, with Tallboy. All you got to do is go to shop.tallboy.us. Everything is priced reasonable. They make great gift ideas. And guess what? The Lab Tech Show is here for you. Show your support because we need you. You need us. And together we can all grow together. Shop.tallboy.us. Shop.tallboy.us.
Period.
LaVon, you got something that you promoting. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen. Tell them all about it.
Yes, this is my first book, Globetrotter's Guide to Ghana, an alphabet adventure. It is not your typical ABC book because this one is for you. It's for the adults. I know that Ghana is on your bucket list, and if it's not, it should be. This book gives you a look from A to Z at all the things to do, places to go, eat, a little bit of history, all about Ghana. And I wrote this book because I spent 7 weeks across 2 trips in Ghana, and I was getting the same questions. Where did you go? What does it look like? What did you eat? Is there really monkeys in the street? Lions and tigers and bears? Oh my. And this book answers that question. You would slip it right in your suitcase when you're headed on your trip to Ghana. You need this book. Get it for the person you know that's getting ready. My friend is going to Ghana in October. This will be a wonderful gift to get them for that Ghana for Daddy December. I know you know somebody that's going. Get them this book.
How to get it?
You would go to G2glide.org.
G2.
The number 2, glide, GLIDE.org.
All right, there it is. And then also you said if you dream it, you can dance to it and you can do it. So that's something about some Zumba or something like that. What's all that about?
Oh man, listen, that song you were just playing, I was over here dancing. Y'all couldn't see me. I was back here grooving. That was a little nice bop. So I am a certified Zumba instructor for 10 years now. I celebrated 10 years of being a Zumba instructor this past March. So I'm also the owner of my own business called Sophista Twerk, where I teach twerk fitness for the people, for women that want to learn how to twerk. I grew up in the church and it wasn't no twerking, no dancing. Listen, this little makeup, I might be on my way to hell, right? Listen, but I was like, you know what? Dancing is not a sin. And so I had so many friends that didn't know how to dance. I said, I'm gonna help y'all out. So if you want to dance, get fit, have fun, I got you. Again, you can visit g2glide.org and you can click on the link that will take you right into my website for dance. I got you.
All right, there it is, g2glide.org. All right.
Yes, I do West African dances as well. So listen, whatever we want to do, I got you.
All right. Look, guys, we got one last article. We're going to get up out of here after that. Amazon, they say they're rolling out a new 30-minute delivery option in a number of cities across the United States. That means you can get your orders in 30 minutes or less. I don't know about that, but we're going to see. They said they're making moves. Not only in Atlanta, but in a few other cities. They just dropped a service called Amazon Now that promises to have your packages at your door in 30 minutes or less. This is not just for small things. They're talking about groceries, produce, and electronics like AirPods and household essentials. So if you say, I need some baby milk, you know what? I'm going to a birthday party and I need a gift item. You can use Amazon Now. They're using smaller warehouses tucked in the middle of neighborhoods to make this happen. So if you stay in Dallas, Atlanta, Philly, or Seattle, you can use it right now. And they plan to bring it to places like Houston and Phoenix real soon. Now, medical emergency, last minute fixes, safety, time management, physical ease, all of that is all here. All right. So maybe you need over-the-counter meds. Maybe you forgot a main ingredient because the holiday is coming up with Memorial Day or 4th of July. You might need some seasoning salt. Maybe, you got, there's some bad weather in your neighborhood and you might need some milk. You never know. 30 minutes or less is what they're saying. You can use this to keep your home office running, or basically if a pet dies, your mouse on your computer, it dies, you can go out there and say, hey, I need a new mouse, or maybe I need some printer ink or something like that. Instead of you having to stop doing what you're doing, you can just go on your phone and do what you got to do. Now, why should you care? You need to be, because this changes how local stores stay in business. If everyone starts getting their bread and eggs from a drone or a quick delivery van, your local corner store, they say they might struggle. But at the end of the day, the only thing that's in my neighborhood is Target, Kroger, and Walmart. So, you're competing with them. But maybe if you live out in a rural area, maybe you might just go to a local mom and pop shop. I don't know, but neither here nor there. It's about your money. You need to know that if that $13.99 fee for non-members is worth the convenience, and basically they say that 24 hours availability in most markets, and then extra fees for orders under $15. So this is how it works. If you're a Prime member, an order under $15 costs an additional $5.98. That's the $3.99 delivery plus $1.99 for a small order fee. And for a non-member, for that same small order, if it costs $17.98, and then they said it's the $13.99 delivery fee plus $3.99 for a small order fee. So the question is that a high price for you to pay because you did not want to walk to the store or get in your car? But the way these gas prices is, it might actually be worth the actual order as opposed to you getting in your car. Because, these gas prices is about these GPA. You want your kids to get a 4.0. That's what these gas prices is, GPA prices. So I don't know. Is this a good thing? Revis, what you think? Is it a good thing? Would you do, you said you got 24 more days left on your Amazon account. Would you do this, or are you like, nah, I'm just going to get in the car and go?
I'm just going to get in the car and go, but I do think it is amazing I think it is amazing.
He said Amazon. Okay. Okay. LaVon, what do you think? I don't know. Are you in the city? You in the rural area? Where are you at in Georgia? And is this worth your time or worth your while?
I'm an East Side dweller, and all I see is they try to compete with this drone that Walmart has. So I live about 2 miles from one of the Walmarts that rolled out this drone delivery that you can get something in 30 minutes. So I feel like they trying to do what they can to keep up. I mean, it's the nature of the beast of competition.
Competition. Audience members, what do y'all think? Is this worth it? Is it not worth it? I mean, is this something that you shouldn't be worried about? I mean, should you fear that this could be possibly taking over what they're taking over you not going to the store and making it cheaper? Let us know in the comments. What do you think about this? I don't know.
Now listen, I got an idea though, because I was a part of someone's wedding, and when I tell you everything that could go wrong went wrong with that wedding. Listen, if we could have had some 30-minute deliveries on some things that were forgotten and left, right? Because then what happened is, oh shoot, I need you to go to this place. I need you to go to this place. And now we sitting out a few minutes to the wedding, hoping that folks get back. So, for these type of emergencies, you asked about that price, man, that $17.98 might not be anything if you're trying to make sure your perfect day goes off without a hitch. Because something was robbed.
Think about it. It's graduation season right around the corner. This could save you a few dollars. It could. If you got an event, Revis, you had a wedding that you went to last year. Did everything go off without a hitch, or did you forget something and had to have somebody go run to the store to go get some barbecue sauce, or did they have to go get something extra? Would you have used Amazon back then? How would that have worked?
No, I actually catered the event myself, and I made sure I had everything when I went to the store. No one had to go out and get anything, but would I have used it if it had come into a clutch? Probably would have, as long as I had that Prime membership, yes.
Okay. All right. Let us know in the comments. Amazon, new 30-minute delivery options. If you're in one of those cities, Philly, Dallas, Seattle, Atlanta, it's already available. They say all you got to do is just look for Amazon now. It'll tell you what the pricing is going to be. It's going to be rolling out to Houston and Phoenix relatively soon, and eventually in a city near you. That's about it. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. We got this. It's the brand, y'all. Come on now. I told y'all, we making moves. YouTube podcast, The Lab Tech Show, Spotify, The Lab Tech Show. Come on, if you know somebody, tell them to go over there to the YouTube and check out the live show. Maybe they like to listen to the show on Spotify. We there. Now, don't forget, if you like the way this production is and you would like to be featured, or if you would like to have your own show, go to yourliveproduction.com and let's have that conversation. Now, as always, you can always support the show through PayPal or Cash App. There is the QR code right there. And support the show. There's the respective links. Don't forget, we're on Amazon Fire and Roku. Now, remember, this is real tech, real talk, and real impact. So the question is, are you going to support the show? Because we're giving you this fire content. And as always, think big, think tall. Think big, believe in God. Think tall, the sky's the limit. And think tall boy, because he said so, and he's doing it. It's the brand, y'all. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. LaVon, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and giving us your take on this whole voter thing. It really means a lot because, like I said, a lot of people are going to go down this ballot box and say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We're just trying to give people a way to look at something different. And like I said, I think Friday is the last day to early vote in Georgia. And then you go and actually vote on Tuesday. And this is just for the primaries. And then, of course, they'll have a runoff. And then they'll have another election, the actual general election in November. So this is your time to at least get your practice on. And this could be the new, what is it? Bestie guide? Is that what you call it? It's the Ballot Bestie by G2 Glide. Let this be your new thing. And now, is this free? Does it cost any money, LaVon? How does this work?
It is absolutely free. But of course, we're always open to donations. We are always open to donations. I have a swim scholarship called the Layla Swim Scholarship in honor of my late granddaughter. We lost her to a drowning incident in 2024. So proceeds from my book and all that I do goes into the swim scholarship to help young Black girls between the ages of 5 to 10 learn this very important life skill. So if you use the Ballot Bestie and it blessed you, you can be a blessing to us.
So how do they can they make the donation on the website, or they make the donation on the ChatGPT Bestie? How do they make the donation?
They'll make that donation from the website. So the same link at G2 Live where you get the Bestie Ballot link, you'll stay right there on that website to the Order Now page, and you can make a donation via Cash App, via PayPal, via Zelle, or even Square if you need to use your credit and debit cards.
There you go. The link is in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. If you're watching the replay, that is in the description. It's under the articles that we discussed today. So if you want to support, if you want to go back and watch, or if you want to go back and pull this Glide Ballot, Bestie Ballot, GPT. I want to say my Jim, but it's Gemini. A GPT. Yes, I'm a Gemini guy. So, but yeah, if you want to support, go over, and like I said, this is all built inside of ChatGPT. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Any final words before we get up out of here, Revis?
Yes, I got 3 final words I want to say. I want to say thank you to Levonne. Hey, hopefully you'll come back in the future and do a show with us. 2, I want to say she has a Globetrotter guide to Ghana. Not only if you're going there or you know someone going there, if you just want to know about Ghana, go ahead and get that book and read up on it. I'm sure it's an interesting read. And number 3, if you like the commercials that we did, that I'm in and everything else, hey, go to yourliveproduction.com. We can do it for you. That's all I have to say. See you all next week, and thank you for joining us.
LaVon, any final words? Because this man over here selling right now. I need to have him on.
Listen, I appreciate you, Revis. I like that. Come on, help a sister out. Come on, Black business. Listen, and Revis, when you're ready to shoot a commercial in real life, you got an actress right here. We can do one in real life too.
Okay.
All right, guys. Look, as a brief recap, this is what we discussed this evening. We discussed Oscars and AI. We talked about AI and voting and Amazon's new delivery option. And Revis broke down Rectify. He did not have to rectify himself because he did his thing tonight, and LaVon did her thing as well. So nobody had to rectify anything. So before we get up out of here, I'm going to hit you with this one last video, and it's our commercial for 2026 second quarter.
You told the streets the battery lasts 3 days. So why it's at 4% and it's noon?
See? That's cap. Pure copper plated. Take them to the stand.
Case number 404, the overhyped Pro model. You claim 8K video, but this looks like it was filmed on a toaster.
The streets deserve better. We don't care about the press release. We care about the performance.
The verdict is...
If you want the truth without the corporate filter, you need to be at the lab. We keep it real.
That's why I watched the Lab Tech Show on Wednesday at 8 p.m. They got the receipts. What you waiting on?
You can watch on your phone, your TV, or your PC. This technology is here. So what you gonna do about it? That's what it is, y'all.
You already know.
It's another edition of the Lab Tech Show.
Tallboy.
This is what we do. We out here doing it. Don't forget, you vote on Tuesday, May 19th in Georgia. We out of here, y'all.